I thought the practical effects were actually cool. When they did certain things, I thought it was either cool or interesting or neat. Phantasm.
Phantasm,
That's what we are movie talking about today.
1979.
Yeah.
Another one from my childhood.
I know. This is a cult classic. This has been recommended to me probably like 3 times to watch. And actually, as I was watching it, I stopped and I said, "No, this is something." Who recommended it? My friend Victor did. No, another friend who did. No, actually, I was
How
watching
old are
it.
they?
Victor's like 5 years younger than me.
And he thinks this is recommendable?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Well, I've mentioned he's the real horror guru. He's the one that watches all the old stuff and the new stuff.
That's what be considered the cult classic, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Because I never recommended it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I watched it, I said we had to review this one, talk about this one, because it seems like it was worth getting into for the holidays.
Kinda. Sorta.
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 So what is
To
it
me, it
about?
doesn't hold up.
What's it
It is about Mike,
Yeah.
teenager, whose parents have passed away, and his brother Jody is currently taking care of him. But Jody wants to leave and go back on the road because he's a musician.
Yeah.
However, one of their friends dies supposedly by
Brothers. Tommy.
suicide. He Mike sees something strange from a tall man at the funeral home,
Mhm.
and he goes to investigate, and he finds out that the tall man is actually from another world, and he's shrinking down bodies
Mhm.
in order to make them slaves.
Yeah, because they have to be shrunk
Uh,
because of the gravity and the heat.
Evidently,
Yeah,
all,
allegedly.
all 30 seconds of that information
Yeah, out of nowhere.
had it thrown in there. So basically, the tall man chases Mike around for a large portion of the film.
Mhm.
Reggie is the local ice cream man, who's
Yeah.
also a friend, close friend of Jody,
Yeah.
who comes along for the ride, but eventually he gets killed at the end, and then it all turns into a dream.
Yeah,
It was
all
all
a
a dream
dream.
because it was actually his brother Jody who had died in the automobile
Not
accident.
Tommy.
Not yet, not Tommy. Actually, I think the whole family had died other than him. I couldn't tell. It didn't really matter. But then I read the stuff at the end. They had tacked on the tall man grabbing him through the mirror, which is good, a nice little way to end it. But that actually he had made several different endings, and that was the one that got the thumbs up the most.
Okay.
But it was just sort of thrown in there. Overall, this is another movie from my childhood. I don't remember when we went to drive-in to see it, but we did see it when it was new.
Mhm.
So I saw it when I was 11 or something like that. So it's one of those that's been with me because it's iconic in some of its imagery
Yeah.
and its story. You know, it's a horror mixed with sci. This is one of your cosmic horror movies.
Mm.
Absolutely. But you have these silver balls, which
Yeah,
I don't
man,
explain
those
what
are
they are.
random.
They're hanging out in the mausoleum.
And they see in red and black vision. An interesting detail that was unnecessary. But they do stab you in the head, drill into it, and then shoot out like a whole stream of blood. That's what they do.
They explain those in one of the many sequels that this had.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. One of the many. I watched the last one. It's almost unwatchable. It's pretty sad.
Mhm.
This one had a charm with the practical effects with like the green oozing fingers,
Yeah.
the yellow oozing fingers, that fly thing.
That fly.
I actually loved that. I remember being a kid and I was terrified of that thing.
As it peeks at you through the drain after you thought you
Simple
garbage
time
disposed it.
back then in the 70s. We were very simple people. But yeah, no. So it has a lot of good imagery,
Mhm.
and the
Would that be your first point in it?
yeah,
Go into
I'll go into my first point. It's iconic because of its imagery and the tall man, the presence of the
Mhm.
tall man, Asham, whatever his name is in real life. It sticks with you. You remember it because it's memorable in the way it's presented. It's different than the other horror movies like Friday the 13th and Halloween that were out at the time.
Yeah.
And pretty sure we saw this in the theater. So what is this? Almost 50 years later, it's still in my brain.
Mhm.
Not that I like it though.
Mm.
This has never been one of my favorites. So I'll go into two. Yeah, the story was filmed over a year. There was originally a 3-hour cut of this.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Overall, to me, it was very dull.
Mhm.
Very, very dull. At the beginning, he goes to a young girl whose grandmother tells fortunes,
Mhm.
but they don't really, because then they're giggling after he leaves. Like,
Yeah, like they're laughing. He's gonna
but
be
then
terrified.
he remembers it later on in the opportune moment.
Yeah, just so you can go into the portal because there's a box that he puts his hand in. That's like a Chinese finger portal box where you stick it in, you can't get it out, and it hurts for whatever reason. But yeah.
I don't know if it's because of '70s, and I don't think so, but I was bored with it.
Mm.
I was definitely bored watching it. There's certain scenes which are great. There it does have the required scene that I enjoy the most.
You guys should know that by now if you watch
Not
it.
pretty one either. Not
Mm,
pretty one at all.
yeah.
It was very '70s. Um, but there's parts that are great, such as the imagery,
Mhm.
but then the dialogue is bland all the way through. It's almost like they were reading their lines, which I'm pretty sure they had gotten what they were gonna read for that scene, and
Yeah,
they read it.
it is.
So that, and then my third one will be, uh, is it Dan Cornelli? Ah, I'm trying to remember the name of the director because he went on to, Dawn. I should have remembered that.
Yeah.
Niamo Niamo Dawn. Um, he went on to do some of my favorite movies. Definitely starting with this is it's still in my brain after all these years, even though I've
Mm.
never been that big of a fan of it. But he did John Dies at the End. Have you seen that?
No.
I love that movie. Absolutely one of my favorite movies. And then Beastmaster
Yeah, no
with
Beastmaster.
Bryan Singer. Absolutely, Beastmaster was a part of my childhood, and we'll definitely have to do a review on that one at some point. Not a review, but a movie talk.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yeah. No, that's kind of a great movie. But so, kudos for him to be able to put this together for such a low amount of money
Yeah.
using friends, family, borrowing cars, like I forget the muscle car that he was driving
Mhm.
around in, which was very
Yeah.
nice.
That Mike was so adept at fixing and working on and driving. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
This kid's
Although
got like
if something's outside of your car when it's shaking your car, you get out from underneath of it. You don't just hang out
does it
under.
matter when you're stuck, but then suddenly easily able to free yourself from it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess I'll go into my points. Some of the first one, some of the cuts and the editing were wild in just terms of like what they implied, but how that meant nothing like 2 seconds later. Uh
I think it's because it's because it was filmed over a length of time. They really had to put together what they had and figure out how to
I guess so,
get
because it
it.
was just in the beginning when Mike goes to visit the fortune teller and, he's explaining what's going on with his brother. And then they just cut to a flashback that doesn't feel like a flashback because it kind of shows him being why he heard or knew his brother was leaving. It was so
Oh, yeah.
it was just out of nowhere. And nope, he's actually still there, even though he's
Kid's a little creepy, huh?
yeah,
Stalking his brother, and then brother's at the graveyard about ready to get it on with the.
because that's what you do. Go to
And
the
he's like,
graveyard.
"Alright," because hiding in the bush. Mike's hiding in the bushes, waiting to watch his brother have
Yeah.
some sex.
Until the Jawas show up, because that's what they made me think
Jawas.
of. That's I thought they were just out of nowhere. So the cuts were crazy. 2, I thought the practical effects were actually cool. When they did certain things, I thought it was either cool or interesting or neat. There were some things I'm kinda like, "Okay, questionable." Not sure why, but
78,
overall,
77, 78, I think is when
yeah,
this film. So yeah, no, they did what they had.
yeah.
Yep.
But overall, I thought that was good. The third was I thought it was dull a lot of times, either dull or kinda boring or I don't know.
Just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, pretty much, and then what you got when you waited was usually either too quick to the punch,
Yeah.
to the point of almost being ridiculous. Like, all right, standout scene, so ridiculous to me was the part where one, I don't know why he wanted to go back to his brother's to his home after he was in the antique shop of Sally's when he saw the picture of the old man, which by the way, interesting picture that it's you're looking at a picture, it zooms in, changes, alters into a video, and then freezes, and then that's the new picture. And I'm like, okay. So the girls are driving him back. They see Reggie's truck kind of thrown over because the dwarf, because they're calling them dwarves, in the back, like woke up or whatever and knocked them
In the back of
over.
the ice cream truck.
So then the Jawas attack the car, and it's just this for almost like 90 seconds until Mike just flings out the back of the car, which is weird because I didn't even think it was like a big back window. I don't know. He just gets shaken, thrown out the back, and then he drives off with the girls, who are really nicely and conveniently saved by Reggie later on, who says he's been who's not dead. He's been hiding in a casket at Morningside for what? Yeah,
Why would he even go in there and go, I'm going to hide in the casket? It's Mike's dream. That's why.
yeah.
Mike's
This was a
dreams are weird.
it was. But that's my 3. So I guess I'll get into it. Would you recommend it?
If you like 70s horror that's a little bit better than what was out at the time,
This ringing endorsement.
honestly, it's hard to say. I'm going to put myself in the middle.
Okay.
If this is something that you like watching retro horror, you like watching something that's just a little bit different, understand it's going to be a bit boring. So it can go either way.
Yeah.
With people when they watch this. I mean, because you said your friend was like, "Oh my gosh, you got to watch this. You got to watch this."
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. I feel there's certain types of movies. So there's the you like it because it's horrible. And then there's you like it or find it entertaining because of something in the way it's done with its production or theme or whatever. And the way it was kind of sold to me was it was kind of funny because of the way it was done.
Really?
Yeah, that was kind of the way it was sold. But the way the cuts were done,
This
certain lines.
wasn't done badly though.
That was kind of the way it was sold.
1977, 78. This was not done badly at all.
That's kind of how it was sold to me.
Hmm.
And that could be just because of age. Like we're used to a certain type, so to go back and see it be done in any way less is humorous or amusing, and it's not really being taken fair for its time.
But those balls were great.
Mhm.
That was a fantastic idea, and it was executed well on a budget, particularly when he goes in and impales into someone's head.
Yeah.
And the gusher of blood just starts streaming out like a water hose. That's not funny.
Mhm.
It's actually great. I guess the fly would be funny, but not even that. It's such a small part of it.
Yeah.
The finger in the box was nice.
The best part about the finger in the box was how quickly Jody was like, "All right, yeah, I believe you."
No, right?
So there's these little
That didn't even bother to take it out
iconic
and look at it.
parts. But at the end of the day, there's stuff that's so not awkward or not weird, but disjointed. Like a clip just came on where Mike finds the tall man outside. So Reggie's in front and unloading ice. And then this tall man does this turn and it looks like he's sniffing the vapors of
the cold air. And there's no connection to the rest of it. I mean, was the planet cold?
No. I don't know.
I thought Mike had said it was like hot.
It was hot in the
Gravity.
other world. It was hot and there was
A lot of gravity. That's why they needed to shrink down dead people to send them over there.
Yeah.
Why would you, if that was your goal, why would you be doing that in a small town? Wouldn't you be like set up in New York City or someplace like that?
Yeah.
Big city so you can get a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like nonsensical but kind of cool stuff. how Mike runs from the tall man towards the end, where he's like kind of chasing him through his own house, which is weird because I'm like, Mike, this is your house. You should know where you are in your house versus this guy chasing you. And then the tall man just, the door blows off. He's just standing there and he like poses. The shot later on where I guess Mike got chased by the tall man from his house to the mine shaft, which is crazy because Jody drove off. There's a lot of just like, and I guess this is the fact that the year took with the pieces, but
Not a good plan though. So the whole plan at the end to get rid of the tall man is to have him drop inside of a mine that goes
Mhm.
down thousands of feet or
Yeah.
whatever. So your whole purpose is to get him in a hole probably the size of this table,
Mhm.
just by, and he's not even running. The tall man's not even running. So I don't know
Mhm.
how he fell into that hole.
Yeah.
Because no time does he walks when he chases somebody. Everybody else will be on motorcycles, cars. He does chase in his hearse one time. Oh no, that's a Jawa.
He kind of
Kinda
chases
does.
him in the mausoleum in the beginning when he sees Mike, and there's a standoff after that random guy.
I thought he just walks very fast.
I mean, he is tall. He could walk fast, and it could be like running. He did look a little winded right in the mine shaft part, though, where Jody's running through the forest and he pauses. And then, like a few seconds later, the tall man just goes, like, startles him. And then it looks like he's about to chase him, but maybe it's just, another brisk walk.
Yeah,
Another brisk morning
quick
walk.
walk. That was also pretty cheap at the end because I honestly didn't know where Jody had gone at the end. I didn't realize that he was like way up on top of the mountain, ready to throw a giant boulder down.
Not just
How
one
did
boulder,
a whole
multiple
bunch of
boulders,
like
and then a big one at the end.
where'd you get that boulder from? And they're bouncing around like paper mache.
Yeah. But hey, Jody doesn't exist as a dream. So, most of that kind of
Dreams
stuff
a
can
dream.
happen.
Yeah.
And I wish they were, and maybe it was, there could have been better transitions to even allude to stuff like to their dreams. Because there's the part where there's a dream where Mike and Jody both have like a transition to being under the tall man's influence, or it's like the tall man can get into your nightmares or something.
Evidently, the tall man can turn into a woman too.
That too. That was real
Absolutely.
interesting.
Yes, it starts out. What's Tommy?
Yeah.
Is getting busy with this woman, and they don't really show him together. She's like sitting up or whatever.
I don't know how that position would ever work.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was such bad. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
and once it's over, she ends up stabbing him, but then without a transition or anything, it cuts to the tall man, and the tall man was riding him.
Yeah.
And he was going to do the same thing to Jody as well.
Mhm.
I'm like,
And he caught
"But tall man's
Reggie
getting
at the
busy."
end. Caught Reggie at the end being, a pretty
Oh yeah,
woman.
yeah.
And then he tried to bait Mike as well later on, being the same woman in the purple dress.
So the tall man was gay.
He was something else. He was gender fluid.
I guess. I guess.
Who knows? And it was clearly just to bait guys in to kill them and turn them into dwarf slaves
He's in the
on Mars.
riding the D. Because that's what he wanted to do always.
Apparently.
At least he was a chick that opened her shirt. So I guess it works.
Getting it on in the cemetery was,
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But imagine if you're 11 years old and you're seeing that. I still remember those
well, I'm sure.
all these years later. Not that we weren't exposed to that stuff when we were kids, because our parents took us to the drive-in a lot.
Mhm.
That was the thing you did in the 70s. So we got exposed to some full-on bush, and
You had flesh and blood.
but that was the 80s.
So sure.
I was a teenager by then. I mean, at 10, 11 years old, or even less, we were going there in the mid-70s, which I would have been 5, 6.
Mm.
There's a lot of these devil Satan movies that were out. It was as everybody was trying to get onto the exorcism bandwagon.
Sure.
So all these movies came out, The Guardian and stuff like that, The Sentinel, and we went to the drive-in to see a lot of them. I mean, an awful lot. And they would always have a 70s bush. With different time.
Yeah.
So would you recommend this?
Oof. I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
Because with the way it was sold to me, it was what it was. You know, it was very nonsensical, good practical effects.
Thank God it's
Still
only like
fun.
97 minutes, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that story was not really trying to do much, and the whole
Could've.
it could've. The whole arc of Mike's whole thing being that, like, he's losing family, which I guess is the greater narrative, that this tall man is possibly killing everyone in Mike's family. I don't know if the sequels go on to expand upon that, but the end was like, "Oh, the tall man took my parents.
Should we
They
watch the
took
sequels?
Jody." Ooh.
Definitely diminishing returns.
Is it that steep, though? Would you say Phantasm 2 is that much less?
No, I didn't like it. I was in the military. I was in Hawaii at the time. I was stationed there, and it came out, I think, in 87, the first sequel.
Yeah.
Maybe 88, and I did not enjoy it at all.
Mm.
It might be worth going back to watching, but generally I did watch the I think it was the 5th one that came out direct to streaming, and I don't even make it through it. I don't even remember if I made it through it. I think I did, but I don't remember anything about it because it was not a good movie.
Mm.
It's pretty sad. Pretty sad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So
it
maybe
really is.
not then. I think we have better stuff.
I would rather watch John dies at the end again or something like that.
Unless you guys love this movie talk and want us to do the next one or have it as a series, because we
Yeah.
thought about horror movie series before overall, but
This would make a lovely playlist with the other 4.
yeah,
But then we would only be, I think we would just be whining about it.
probably.
Yeah.
So maybe not. But I would recommend it. I feel because I mean, like you said, it's still stuck in your mind. So either way, no matter how you shake it, it's an iconic movie for what it is, whether good or bad or nonsensical or goofy or funny. It stands the test of time to the point where even people in my generation recommend it for whatever reason because it has some sort of value. So that's a good thing for it.
How does that work, though?
That is what worked.
Oh, maybe we'll save that. Well, I'll save my question for when we turn away.
All right.
So
That's it.
that's it. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. This was Split Screen Movie Talks.
Movie Talks.
Phantasm. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
You can visit our Patreon for our extra content as we make fun of movies
Yeah.
after the movie.
Talk more about various random things because we always have pretty good off the beat
Some
conversations. I think they're pretty good when they're not goofy.
No?
I think so.
I don't know. Mine could be kind of goofy.
They are.
So we'll see you next time on
Split Screen Movie Talks.
Movie Talks.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.